Kyle, back with some more Factory Town again. So, the game has updated since I last played. Couple of changes. One that is very significant, although isn't going to have a substantial impact, and that is they now have multi-select. So now I can select a bunch of minecarts and delete them all at once, or rotate them, which I am scared to do, so I will probably want to build. I was in creative mode last time I played. Not in this world, but that's beside the point. Let me put down some rails, I guess, so I can see if I can rotate the minecarts all at the same time. So I could select a bunch. Okay, you can. So this is a way then that you could get a bunch of minecarts going. Granted, they would all need to be on a track that would allow them to go the correct direction with the same number of rotations, but that is beside the point. Another noteworthy thing that will have an impact on us is if I go to the economy tab and I go back up to dairy, cheese is now correctly the most valuable item, which means that I can no longer sell butter. Butter is cheating now. Butter doesn't meet the rules, so I'm going to have to redesign this structure, which is unfortunate because it is not designed to be redesigned. But that is beside the point. I think in reality I only need to expand ever so slightly. But I also need to add an additional line to get cloth. So I will need either cotton or wool, both of which require some ground contact. Beyond that, I have, if we go over to my spreadsheet, done some refactoring, but more importantly, redesigned it now because I realized that the ingredients per cycle section was showing me resources usage over a period of time rather than the amount of resources I actually needed to produce per cycle. So I was building my systems around only needing to do it over an amount of time rather than, the actual raw ingredient input. So over time, as you go further down the assembly line, the number of items I'm calculating becomes skewed, and we get to some issues where if I scroll down to iron plates, I guess iron ore, I actually need 28 items per cycle, which requires 14 mines. I don't think I have that many. It also requires fewer forges, so I guess I don't have to worry about it on that front. Yes, according to this. So I have a larger forge infrastructure than I need, but I don't know if I have enough mines running. I guess, to be fair, that's where my obnoxious Earth Shrine infrastructure comes into place. So in those regards, I suppose the system is correct. It runs, it should meet demand. It's horribly bottlenecked in points, but that is beside the point. What other issues we might have is I might not be producing the correct amount of wood for various things. Though it doesn't seem to be the case because I have an overabundance of wagon wheels, so let's at least look for wagon wheels. I think I put that back in after I fixed it. Wood wheels, yes. I need 2 items per cycle because I need 1 cloth conveyor belt. That's 4 planks. I think I calculated planks across both assembly lines. So I guess I'll cut this down to 4. 8 wood takes 2 farms. Okay, so then I might be bottlenecked at a different point. It seems like I'm not producing enough stone bricks, because I'm not producing enough stone. The silos are not the problem, so I don't have to worry about that. Do I have stone bricks on this list currently? It doesn't look like it, actually. So, cloth conveyor requires 1 stone brick. So let me change this to stone bricks and make sure it's working. Requires 4 stone. Okay, well, I mean, I could have told you that. Stone. I need to produce 4 stone in 8 seconds, which does require 2 mines. Okay, so it's the slowest part of my line. In those regards, I guess let me throw a couple of Omni Stone upgrades on these just to eke out a little bit of improvement and hopefully speed up the system a bit. So it's not going to cause delays, although it seems like it's not the issue. Maybe it is, I don't know. Where else are we going to run into problems? I'm trying to think. This seems backed up, and that's because of iron. I'm hoping I don't have to come and rework everything, but it might end up having to happen. What we do need to do is get the yellow coin situation sorted, because right now I am not producing enough yellow coins. So before I can sit down and refactor existing designs, I need to correct my lack of currency. So first things first, I need to build a, what are they called, specialty goods store, and then produce some crowns, and then we can move from there. Because then we should hopefully have enough income that we don't have to worry about it as much. If I scroll down on the list to the specialty category, you can see that the consumption time of all of the items that I plan on selling is 76 seconds, which is the slowest of all of them, which means I shouldn't need to package my goods to get them where they need to go in time. So I am not going to. I guess I'll copy the supports a little bit on this thing so that it matches its friend. Then I'm going to clear some of them because these ones are way too close. They don't need to be here. In fact, they're so unnecessary, I only built one of them. And I guess to be fair, I think the line originally turned, and then when I redesigned it, I did not replicate that design. So we need, back at the top, it's a specialty goods store. This might be one where I end up building in different locations just because some of the lines are going to be so extensive and I didn't really give myself a great deal of space, so there's a non-zero chance that I could potentially utilize this space over here as well. But for now we will build in this area. Okay, so I need for the first thing an enchanter. Trying to think, what are the, I guess, you know what? Let's actually use the list. So I guess I will leave the stuff at the top as is, because I'll probably need to come back to it. So scroll down to crown. I need 1 crown, and I don't actually know the slowest clock cycle, which is also currently errored out right now. Ah, I know what the issue is. Okay, let me fix this real quick. The issue is that I did not input how long it takes to consume. I did. So what is the problem? Oh, I bet I know what the problem is. Nope, don't know what the problem is. Okay, so I don't really want to go and I don't really want to go and do a bunch of like Excel correction while I'm trying to stream. Let's see. This calculates food, general, medicinal, and I forgot to change this word. Wow, suddenly it works. Okay, so let me update this and do that. Okay, so my slowest clock cycle is like 13 seconds, and this is actually based on a little bit of a slower rate, but if I speed it up, you'll see that it still ends up being the same, more or less. It just is rounding errors that cause a slight change in the rate by like 1/100th. Oh, I guess it's a little bit more, but There, it goes to 1. Okay. So I need 2 gold plates and 2 iron plates and 4 air power, and it's only going to take half of an enchanter, but I'll still probably build like 3. And if I don't need them, then I can scale it down, but let's go. So iron plates. I need 2. And it's only going to take 1 forge to produce enough of those, which is good. And I need iron ore and fuel. So let's see, iron ore. I need 4. That's going to take 2 mines. Then we'll go to gold. I feel like I should have paused the game while I'm looking at this, but it should be okay. Gold plates. Need 2 of them. Takes 8 gold ore and 8 fuel. So gold ore. How many mines is this going to take? 7 mines just mining gold, because gold takes so long. Okay, that's good to know. And I guess we might as well calculate fuel and power. Let's see, where is... I think fuel is all in one little section. Yes, fuel for magma. So, how much fuel do I need? I only need 12. Okay, yeah, so that's... Don't even have to worry about that. Like, I might even... I guess I should double check to make sure this hasn't broken, since it seems to break every time I load the game. I'll probably want to borrow fuel out of this assembly line, because it's producing way more than it needs, and I would like to not have to build another infrastructure. And air crystal, no, air power. How much do I need? I need 4. So it's actually going, well, it'll take 9 rechargers if I don't. I'm looking at this section right here. If I boost them by 2 levels, then it'll only take 5, so it's a pretty small recharge infrastructure. To the point where I feel like I could probably get away with only 1 enchanter. So I guess I will do that. What level is this on? This is on like the 3rd level, but not exactly, if I remember correctly. Yeah, it goes down by a little bit, so I might as well build my enchanter on the 3rd level, and then I can pipe up the forges to it. So how many forges does it take for the gold? Gold plates. It's gonna take 2 forges for gold and 1 forge for iron, so let's take that into consideration. And how many mines? It's going to take 2 mines for iron. And a shit ton for gold. So I guess I'll place my mines first, since they'll be on the lowest level. And decide where I want to place them. Because I don't want to put it too close to the specialty goods store, because then I'll have trouble getting other lines in, but this should be fine. So these 2 will be iron. And I'll just iron right there. Yeah, I guess I might as well put a 2-block gap between the gold ones and the iron ones. Okay, so I needed 7, right? Yes. So I don't need to build another one. Now we'll go up from here and move on. So first I should probably place my blocks, and hopefully then if I'm doing it this way, I won't actually have to worry about designing it around having boosts, which will make life a lot easier. How much gold do I have in storage? Oh, 600, okay. Let's do a beautiful little terrible gold nugget line around everything, and I guess I'll do it with the iron too, because I don't know, it'll make it easier to tell what I'm looking at, I guess. Okay, so set everything to be what it's supposed to be. If I throw boosts on these, sure, why not? Honestly, I might be able to shave off a building with boosts on the gold ore. So let's see, Omni level boost, is 1 enough? No. What level do I need? Level 4 4. Okay, I'm not going to be able to shave off a building. Because holy shit, I am not going to put... Is 4 even sufficient? No. So I have to be at level 5 in order to shave off one building, and that is real expensive. Okay, so I need the scaffold. And silos to bring everything up to the next level. No, I shouldn't run into the sandwich line. Okay. So set all this to be gold, so I can get started. Beautiful. Okay. I'll actually build all this. Oh, come on, game, don't do this. Autosave is just like, please kill me every time it has to run. Alright, now just a whole bunch of lines. Well, I guess I don't need them here, actually. There's nothing here. This will at least temporarily reverse my coin hemorrhaging. We're going to run into actual problems when it comes to selling the last items. I might have to sell mana pipes instead of conveyor belts, and I hope that doesn't cause problems. I think I have mana pipes on here. No, I don't. Okay, but I'm pretty sure they take 9 seconds. So it's not going to have a substantial impact on how I design the rest of this structure. Actually, I guess it might. I can artificially fill in mana pipe. It's like half. Okay. So what does the actual cycle end up being then? Ah, okay. So it seems like mana pipes might not be an option because they actually make my system run too slowly. So what if I do everything on an 11.5 cycle? Do I actually have to increase the number of buildings on anything? I guess that's the big part. No, gold will still meet demand. Everything else will still meet demand. Okay. So I guess I'll want to build around an 11.5 second cycle because there is a chance where my economy will not be sustainable if I don't use mana pipes, even though I don't want to use them. Because I'm already dropping, like I'm losing red coins, but I feel like honestly I don't know what my solution was for red coins either. Now that I think about it, I'm like, shit. What was I going to do to make that better? I guess to be fair, it takes red coins to chop down wood, and eventually I'll hit my cap of the number of items that can get pushed through here, none of which are selling for red coins. So, is that even going to solve my problem? I don't know. Maybe we're just learning that an economy of this type cannot be sustainable, and that you can't make only the quote-unquote best items if you want to succeed. Because it turns out the best items aren't always the best. Okay, so 2 forges for gold plates, 1 forge for iron plates. I feel like I need to be more conservative with how much scaffolding I place, because at this point it's just getting real heavy. Even though I do love that scaffold. It's so nice to look at. Okay. Put it on a scaffold down here. Okay, so these will all be my output. I'll have to find a way to... I don't need this much output, and I don't think I can reasonably use this much output. Okay, I haven't thought about this before. Especially since I've got I can only really have... I guess I should probably delete these before they filled up. So I can only have 2 silos coming out of each mine in order to actually get everything where it needs to be. Because I have... Let me think. Yeah, that should work. I have enough to get 8 onto one mine, or sorry, one forge, but I'm not going to have enough port space to get 12. Actually, now that I think about it, I would. I just wouldn't have enough space to actually utilize it in this shape. I wouldn't have enough space to move it vertically. But 2 should be fine. They're not pushing a ton of items through them. It's just that it requires a lot of mines to reach that amount. Okay, so forges. Buildings. 1, 2. Gold ingot. Oh no, I called it gold plate on my thing. How dare I? Item data. Where is it? Gold ingot. I blame the game for not. I've done it now. Now I gotta Control F and replace gold plate with gold ingot. Replace all. We made 1 replacement. Amazing. Okay. Iron plate. Alright, so one of the forges is going to be producing things at a higher rate than the other, but that shouldn't matter because they're going to be limited by their input, not by their processing rate. These ones have to go up. Interesting. Am I going to have troubles with this? It seems like the answer is yes, but... This one can go up here. Go over its friend. Like, the difficult part is going to be doing it from the other side. Because I have to get 1 more layer on there. Might not be impossible, but it is sure gonna look stupid. Okay. That one fits. This one has to go up. And now I have to figure out how to get these ones there. We know that that one can go up. Just the problem is that this one can't get over that, I don't believe. Actually, no, it will. We just have to do it this way. This still works, right? Yeah, okay. Alright, so then that goes up, and it still needs to go up 1 more level, I believe, so that it doesn't clip the bounding box. I don't know, it has something to do with the way that the blocks move in between things. It doesn't work exactly otherwise. so that one goes there. So this one connects. I just have to make the other one go over. Trying to think, so it actually, does it need to copy? It might need to copy. So otherwise it might not get enough clearance fast enough. Because it actually has to be one block higher. See, like, the weirdest vehicle screeching outside. Okay, there we go. I didn't cut anything off there. No, alright. Good, I was a little scared. Okay, so now we should be able to do that. Throw down a grabber, and voila. Voila! Okay, so now we need fuel. Let's borrow some from over here. How do I want to move it? Do I care about packaging it? Probably not. How many lines do I want? I guess 3, because I have 3 forges, so I might as well. We're going to be pulling out of the back, so there is a chance that there could be problems, but Fire Shrines scale with happiness, so it shouldn't be that big of a deal. We shouldn't run into too many issues, I wouldn't think, where naturally the demand won't be a problem. It's just if the system breaks for whatever reason, since, you know, apparently that's a thing. So is this going to intersect directly with my medical line? It seems like the answer to that question is yes. So how do I plan on clearing my medical line? Do I go under or do I go over? Probably over. Yeah. I guess the medical line is less inclined to be restructured than this line is, so I guess that answers my question. Honestly, these scaffolds are a nightmare. I don't know why I built them. I mean, I know why I built them, but I'm disappointed in myself for building them because holy shit. They just make life a lot harder and laggier, so let's get rid of them. Beautiful. Beautiful destruction. To do it carefully so I don't delete scaffold in places that I don't actually want to delete it. Alright, I think we're in the clear. I don't think I broke anything I didn't mean to break. So now I can actually design this in a way that I can figure out what I'm doing. Okay, so we're very easily able to clear the Fire Shrine. And we do indeed intersect with the line directly, so... and I built my path too wide. There we go. This is the highest point, and so this is where it will need to crest. Alright, so that is the path that it will take. And sure, we'll delete some of the extra scaffold because I literally just got done complaining about how I have too much scaffold and it's tanking my frame rate. This scaffold, however, is required because you need it to build the ramp. I guess I'll delete this too because it'll look weird after I've rebuilt it anyway, so there we go. Get all this down. That goes there. And then just gotta build the ramp and the conveyor across. Beautiful. Would you look at that, magma? Okay, so each one of these forges gets its own fuel. I want to hook it in from the side because, or I guess the front and back, sorry, not the sides, because those are the directions that where the silos currently are is where I plan to pull out from each forge. So my lowest line, or I guess closest line, will go directly to the iron forge. Eventually. Okay, perfect. This way. We should see magma start flowing, indeed we do. Okay. The next two will be tandem. I guess I should probably build here. It's just like a bunch of popcorn on the conveyor. That looks so silly. Okay, so that's gonna need to line up with the exterior one. Connect them. I guess I didn't actually need to go that far. Okay, and last but not least, nice line right here. Beautiful. Now we'll just get it piped in and we are all good. And now we will have fuel to produce our crowns. So now everything needs to go to an enchanter, which will be on the next level. We'll actually have 3 outputs coming out of each forge, even though I'm pretty confident it won't be necessary, but that's the aesthetic, you know? It's gotta all be hooked up, plus it builds a bigger buffer, because then it can hold 300 items instead of, you know, X 100 that is less than 3. So they should be producing, or rather, yes, they are full. Kind of see how the system runs once it starts outputting. And we'll want to keep an eye on the barn, although I don't foresee it being an issue where we utilize too much fuel. So these will start to fill up, they'll go up to the next level, and now we need to build our enchanter. Which doesn't actually need that large of a power infrastructure. So do I build 2 or do I only build 1? I think I can get away with 1, because what if I look at... Granted, I don't know if this is completely efficient, but I guess I have to look at the actual mana network since I split my pipes, but yeah, no. Power delivery is not an issue with these. I dramatically over-prepared, or drastically over-prepared those lines, so in this case we'll just build 1 enchanter. Where is it at? Where is my enchanter at? I've gone past it a few times. No, I have not. It's down here. So, crown. Now we'll be fulfilling our... I guess what's gonna... Alright, let me back up. This is not going to be a direct indicator of whether or not we are meeting our coin equilibrium, because right now the system is going to be able to push crowns through it as quickly as it can. Later down the line, that's not going to be the case. Even if we are able to produce crowns as quickly as that, they won't be able to be consumed at that rate, because the houses will be busy consuming things that aren't crowns. So this might only end up being a temporary solution, but should be drastic enough to get us where we need to be. Alright. Build a nice dumb conveyor platform that, to the best of my knowledge, will actually never be full beyond this initial point. Oh, bro, what you doing? What you doing, game? Okay, come on. Output some gold. Fill up the platform. Okay, so this has all of its resources now. It just needs to be hooked up. So let me look at my Excel sheet again to see how much power I need. I need 5 rechargers that have 2 Omni Boosts on them, which is a pretty small setup if you ask me. Honestly, I'll probably just build it right here. So we've got, that'll be our input, but our output as well. Or this will be the receiver end, I suppose, is what I should be saying. Transmitter, put that at the end, put a conveyor to it, and we have space for 6 rechargers on here, so we should be okay. Buildings. Way down at the bottom, recharger. Sure, let's give them 3 just to make sure. Because I got Omni Stones to burn. Well, not really. In fact, that's part of the problem of why I'm losing money. Okay, now the receiver. Which I suppose I should just copy again. Throw that down. Throw down a bunch of splitters. And last but not least, actually deliver mana to the system. I was terrified that I was just gonna like open up the system and it would just be like in the middle of some mana network that would be impossible to fix. Okay. So what we need is to split the power in 2 directions and then hook it up. Grab a splitter. And sure, we should put a splitter here too, just otherwise the system's going to be more full than it needs to be. Actually, that's going to happen already, but whatever. Okay, so now we should start producing. Alright, let me close this already. That's probably more than I need as is. Until the system starts running, it's going to be backed up. But we have to actually start selling the goods. So might as well... Honestly, we're only going to need like 1 line out of this too. We're not even going to need to build like some crazy setup to, you know, get everything hooked up. We can probably literally just have 1 conveyor. And if that ends up being too slow, well, it'll be easy enough to fix. Actually, I didn't need to delete that second scaffold. Beautiful. Okay, so now we're going to be outputting crowns, getting money, making people happy, and hopefully balancing out. So it seems like money is starting to go back up, but it's like teetering right on the edge. Like, holy shit. It doesn't want to be fixed. Come on, game, don't do this to me. Please let crowns be enough. If worst comes to worst, I'll just shut off the Omni Reactor, but I kinda like having Omni Stones. They're nice. I'll need a ton of them moving forward, but I might need more air crystals in the system actually. Can hold a little bit more. Alright, that's enough. Oops, deleted the wrong one. Actually, hopefully it can hold this many. I can't say for certain if it can. Oh good lord, please tell me I'm not hitting... Oh no, please don't have power be the issue. Power's the issue. Oh. Okay. We need more than 1 enchanter. I didn't want to have more than 1 enchanter, but I need more than 1 enchanter. Before I build the enchanter, I should probably build the iron mine output, because otherwise it's not going to work. The actual mana network should be enough, it just has to be distributed between the 2 enchanters. I shouldn't have to build another one. gonna move this one because I want to put stone underneath it, because I just like to do that. It'll let me. It doesn't seem to want to, because of the hitbox of the forge. Okay. Stone. No, I just finished saying how I needed to build the other output. Okay. I believe the forge is still overproducing, without actually saying that with any real confidence. I suppose I should check. Yeah, no, it'll be producing fast enough that it should be able to do this. And this will also ultimately artificially increase the gold coin production rate that much further, because there will be points where I am able to produce an artificially high amount of crowns. And I guess I'll stick with one line for now, unless that proves to be fruitless. Oh, I bet because I moved that, it probably broke the mana network. Let's see. No, we're all good actually. I actually need to split in split twice now. I guess with the issue we could, oh fuck, they're too close together, I forgot about that. Let me get my crystals out of the system real quick, if at all possible. Okay. So, this isn't going to get to be perfectly optimized at this point now, unfortunately, but still will be better than nothing. So, let's see. First splitter will split between the two actual systems. They both need to have an output that leads this way. How many points can I still fit? 5. No, 4 on each. Okay. So I can do it like this. And then they still can all reach the output. Okay, so first splitter, and then sure, just throw a splitter on each of these to hopefully balance the system a little bit better. So now let's see how this works. Seems like we are seeing improved production. This doesn't have iron in it. Why not? What is your deal, Forge? Forge's deal is that it can't produce any faster. But it hasn't completely filled. I don't know what the deal is, actually. I'll be honest, I don't know. I guess by virtue, so it will sort of balance itself out. It's like, once this one runs out of power, then it won't be producing fast enough, so iron will be able to go to this one eventually. But we can also just cheat by adding some Omnistone upgrades. This is a temporary solution, but will hopefully allow me to make some yellow coins back, because they're dropping fast. Okay, we are seeing improvement, even though we're producing them. Oh god. When running at full speed, it does produce crowns faster than. What is happening? Because that silo's not full, but I guess it just has to do with like the order of which grabbers are able to snag plates on their way out. So sometimes these will be able to steal them, even if it's not like necessarily accurate to how it should be happening. Because if we look at this silo is slowly going down, but... And we are, hilariously enough, only still precariously balanced from where we're supposed to be. Is there any way that I can eke out more resources on other assembly lines? Again, it's still going to only be an artificial boost. Unfortunately, I've built the other... Okay, no, I did delete some stuff so I could reach this, so this isn't backing up at all. It's understandable. It will be closer to backing up. Have I done this in a way where I can fill out all of this? Probably not. Sandwich is filled out. That's the wrong... meat stew is filled out. Oh my gosh, did I actually like think to do this? I might have. Okay, so now what I can actually do is I can look at this and look at my assembly lines and figure out how to change things. Because I know what we have to do is we have to make cheese. Cheese is a requirement. But it does increase the time of our slowest clock cycle because cheese takes longer for a house to consume than butter. So technically we need to produce an item every 7.32 clock cycles. But I don't think we are. Well, we're not, because we're not at like the amount of possible happiness. I guess the issue is... Okay, yeah. I mean, the most I could do is like try and boost this system a little bit, but it's not going to have like a noteworthy impact later down the line. I guess I could put Omnistone upgrades on the farms, but they already have some, so... We are hilariously getting to a point where, like, apparently if you stack 4 farms on top of each other, they're more inclined to run out of resources. But I need to go back over here. I need to work backwards because this is going to take a lot of restructuring to get the system working in the space that it's been given, which is a sad, sad case. But cheese, desired clock cycle, 6 seconds, because that's just what I want, I guess. 1 item per cycle. It will produce more red coins, which will hopefully help solve that hemorrhaging, although I think, again, shutting down the Omni reactor, or the mana reactor, will help with that. But it is dropping, so I don't know to what extent. Honestly, blue coins are steadily climbing. I was about to say, if blue coins were going down, I was gonna just throw a temper tantrum, because my lines are now heavily influenced towards blue coins, which they weren't before. Okay, so cheese needs 3 milk and 1 cloth. Let's do the milk first. Milk. 3 in 6 seconds. It only takes 1 farm? I mean, that's a good thing. I guess it just means I need to... I guess it makes sense. Because what? 6 animal feed and 6 water. I guess the issue is not that I need to upscale my milk production, it's that I also need to increase my kitchen. Although, the kitchen's like kind of off on the side, so I can do that without too much problem. I just need to, probably pull from either side and then maybe have like a splitter in the middle. So that won't be a problem, which is good. What about the animal feed? I feel like that's where that's where I'm running into problems with everything, but probably where I run into problems here as well. So I need 6 animal feed in 6 seconds. Takes 12 grain. And it takes 2 grain mills. I have 2 grain mills, so it's just a matter of providing them with enough grain. wonder if I've inadvertently designed this system in a way that the only thing I'm going to need to worry about doing is getting cloth over here, of which I have some that I can probably pipe over from the other line. But I'm not wildly confident that it's enough. Jeez, actually, now that I think about it. Yeah, it's not being overproduced quite that quickly. Yeah, it's probably not safe to steal from there. Okay. Anyway, grain. 6-second clock sale, 12 items, 3 farms. That's how many farms I have. The problem is that they have to water things, and when they water things, they slow down. So, I probably want to add a 4th farm. Do I even do that? I guess we can just stick with this, because then the only thing I have to figure out is where to get cloth in, and there's enough of space here, even though it's like a shitty area to work with. There's enough space there to get a barn or a farm put down producing cotton. So I guess I will split the kitchen. It had a filter on it. Why was there fucking fertilizer on that line? Whatever. Split the kitchen. And put some cloth over here, and we will work on scaling it if it is required, but I don't foresee it being required. One thing I haven't done is design this in a way to easily... Okay. Easily build a splitter. I mean, there's space for 1, there's just not space for 2. Yeah, maybe I can get it. Because I've got space here, and I can still pull from there. Yeah, this should be fine. And then it won't run into this line. Honestly, how do I want to go about doing this? Because I still have that line in the middle. And I don't feel like deleting it, but... Alright, I've got a hilariously dumb solution. There, it's like nothing ever happened. It's still gonna be in the same spot. It's gonna output, and then it'll get pushed onto that path if it can go there. Okay, splitter. So I need to put a filter on this. And set the filter to be milk. And it appears to be working. These appear to be getting items in them. This should help with happiness, although I'm not confident that dairy was one of the issues. I think the problem childs are still bandages, and I don't know what else. Bandages appears to be one of them. Spellbooks. What the fuck? Why spellbooks? They're going as fast as they can, man. We need more lumber. Oh, these are, they're chewing through their trees. Also, I noticed I upgraded the sawmills. Oh yeah, I didn't need to upgrade the foresters. That's why I didn't upgrade the foresters. Guess just throw another Omni Boost upgrade onto them. I guess to be fair, in retrospect, this whole setup could be wrong, and I shouldn't be putting too much effort into it right now because I might have to redesign a lot of it. Okay, so milk is backed up. There's still space to put another line, so I'm going to. And it's like nothing ever happened. Wow. Even though this, oops, definitely don't want to do that. I wish that blocks, like logistics blocks or compute blocks that were put on conveyors that were slanted would also be slanted so that they're not glitching in like that, although I understand that it adds a layer of complexity to it that might not be necessary. Okay. So they have milk, now they need wool. Or cloth, rather. You know what? I've got plenty of space over here. Do I care about jamming the farm in right here? I might as well. There's unutilized space. Or underutilized space, I should say. It's not unutilized, it just has a barn floating in the air. Okay. Green block down. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Barn, water, okay. I don't know why I keep saying barn, it's a farm. Barn exists as a completely separate entity. Okay, so now put down the actual blocks. So 4. And go around where the farm is going to be. Oh no, I did it wrong. Oh wait, no I didn't. Never mind. Crisis averted. Okay, so I guess I'll plant the cotton first because it might be hard to otherwise. Okay, so this can actually go 1 block further out. That's what it was. Alright, cotton there, perfect. And farm. Tell it to harvest cotton and apply water. Good. Okay. Next, it needs to go up to a workshop. I realized that it may have been in a location where the footprint was underutilized, but it is also in a location where it is not convenient to remove items from the system. Oh well, I think I can get it to work. It's an additional challenge. Okay, so now we're pumping out lots of cotton. It needs to go up to a workshop. I guess I don't need to get that last layer. The workshop will automatically place it. Okay. Set it to be cloth made out of cotton. And that will start outputting. I should only need 1 workshop. The question is, though, am I going to need multiple lines? Probably not. Wouldn't think so. I guess I can just do 1 and 1. And realistically, I should have them feed out the front. So I should have built the line first. Although I don't have to. Beautiful. Look, this scaffold is useful. I think if I do it like this, I'm actually in line perfectly with 1 kitchen, and then I just have to go around to the other one. Great. So, I do have to go over the grain mill. Isn't that terrible? I just have to go up a few blocks. Utilizing everyone's favorite ramp technology. I do like ramps. They're so nice to look at. Okay, so now we'll be producing some cheese, and then once I get the other line hooked up, we should be producing the quote-unquote correct amount of cheese. So, need to go over this line. So that'll be the easiest route. Hilariously enough, it's on the correct level because whatever I put on level is only 2 block difference instead of a 3 block difference, like most of my designs are, which works out aesthetically. So I am happy about that. Okay, and we need another grabber. So this is outputting pretty quickly. Hopefully the one workshop is correct. I guess I should have actually checked that. Like having a moment of panic now. I'm pretty sure I need 2 workshops. Cloth, cotton, desired clock cycle 6, items per cycle 1. Okay, no, we are good. Alright. Oh yeah, and I guess if I just turn my face back to the screen, I could see that we were all fine. So now we're producing cheese. Hopefully the happiness level will boost back to where it's supposed to be. Why am I not... It's like happiness is even lower than it was before. Maybe it's just I haven't pushed enough cheese through yet, so satisfaction hasn't gotten back up. This is all full. What's the issue? We have power problems again? Nope, full power. Sort of power. How did this work this way? One half, the half that produces more gold, is having issues because it's not pushing enough gold through, but has too much iron. The other side of the system is fully stocked but can't receive enough power. What the fuck? So why is this happening? I guess it's just there's not enough stuff in the network. Yeah, these are full, these are full. Okay, yeah, so it is recharging as quickly as it can. I guess the question is, do I make this modular? The answer is probably yes, but because in the long run it should be fine. But in the short run I would like to utilize all of my resources if at all possible. Although it seems like it is dealing with that issue over time even, and this one will be in the same boat as this one pretty soon. It's just weird that the iron product, oh yeah, whatever. It's doing what it's supposed to do mostly, I think. This is doing what it's supposed to do now. Man, sometimes the cheese comes at different spots. I guess it's just has to do with when the buildings are able to output. Okay, and this is running consistently. It's not getting backed up. Perfect. And these I could upgrade more, so I guess I will. Squeeze out a little bit of extra production rate from them. Almost have a constant line of tools. I mean, I guess that's a good thing. There's an 11 in there. Motherfucker's only with 11 happiness. Can I even click on that house? I think it's too far buried for me to look at it. Okay, so what parts of these lines potentially need work? The reinforced plank part could use some work. Yeah, tools are outputting as fast as possible, and the reinforced planks are... I mean, they're going through, I guess. I mean, I guess it's fine, because even if the system, like, incorrectly backs up, it sorts itself out, or it allows items to pass through. Hello, Marmy, how's it going? How's this fuel barn doing? Fuel barn still has max fuel, which is important. This is empty. Why is this empty? This isn't part of the system anymore, that's why. That was just used to offload some excess resource. So this barn is full. This barn is not full. I'm doing pretty well, I'm just confused. Okay, so that barn is... Why is there a pusher down there? I don't understand. Don't need that. So there is a potential point at which it'll be out of iron and guess if it completely runs out. Yeah, because the whole system is running at a deficit right now. It's just different parts of the systems have different levels of excess. Okay. I guess this is the only spot that could be weird. It's just also weird in the way that it accepts its resources. Let me see. This, yeah. They're outputting as fast as they can. The wagon wheels have caught up. Do I need to change the wagon wheels? We already looked at this and the answer was no. Are there any points in the system that I could speed up? I could throw some Omnisoda upgrades on the Foresters to give the Foresters an edge. That will hopefully improve the system overall. Okay. Shaking my head, yes, I think we're where we need to be. So, I've got this line, which I've honestly just built in a way that's completely blocking off everything else that I need to access. So I should redistribute my fuel so that it's not blocking as much, question mark. So then it leaves this space a little more open than it currently is. Sure, let's do it. Pause the game real quick. I actually need the line to be here. Actually, it could be one block further over, because then the line that connects to that forge just kind of gets shaved off, and then it will go right next to the town, and who knows, maybe it'll provide a wonderful way to, like, I don't know, design like a cute little structure that it goes through. We'll worry about that later. So these lines can stay the same at those points, they just need to hook up differently. That one goes there. I'll go there, and this one will go there. Okay. So, actually connects. Does it connect at the point where it's already on the ground? Because that would be nice. I could make it hug this path a bit more though, if I want to free up more space. And that is probably a good choice, although then I might run into I was gonna say I'll run into a spot where I can't go down, but that won't be an issue. Okay, so we're building a nice little scaffold, or a nice little, make my conveyor hug the other conveyor so it's not as much of a waste of space. It's important to remember that it takes at least 3 blocks to turn. So I have to design my system in a way that there's always 3 blocks. Okay, so I'll have to be flat here. And then it can turn. Or then it can go down after that. I'm gonna put a bunch of magma into my base, but that's whatever. Just set it on fire, who cares? Alright, so delete all the old scaffold. Well, I actually have to clear out these resources as well. And say goodbye to them, it'll be an unfortunate thing. But I'll do it without batting an eye. Okay. Is this actually like on level with this? I think it is, but yeah, it is, alright. Good to know. Now we can put down the lower scaffold for the ramp. And now we just have to connect it all up. Throw down a a little bit of support, trying to be a little less excessive with it, but still want it there. And it'll be like nothing ever happened, although there might be a slight hiccup in the system as we wait for the new fuel line to become saturated. Oh yeah, look at that. Pretty pleased with that. Okay, so this is all hooked up. We now have more footprint to work with that's not as wasted, although this area is wasted now. But whatever, we'll be fine. Let's clear out the resources. Goodbye, everything. Just hemorrhage gold coins while I do that, but that's fine. Flatten terrain. I won't clear out the river for now, but I've got my eye on it. Okay, so what other items do we need to make? Possibly mana pipes. Magic cloaks and berry cakes. So magic cloaks produce fuel. Berry cakes consume fuel, and quite a bit of them actually, because you have to bake everything. And it's also a very difficult line to set up, so I think it's probably in my best interest to build the magic cloak line. And also I might be able to get away with building that line kind of over in this area that I just described as wasted, which I would prefer to do, because then it won't be wasted. So let's scroll down to magic cloak. Our cycle is 11.5 seconds to produce one. Produces purple coins. Look at that beautiful purple. Okay, I can clear out this cheese actually. And then move this up. Which unfortunately I can't just do by like clicking and copy and pasting, because that seems to break everything. Magic cloak. 11.5. Items per cycle, 1. Produce purple coins, beautiful. So I need 1 cloak and 1 wool. That's simple enough. What does a cloak take? Takes 2 cloth and 1 leather. Do I want to make the cloth from cotton? Probably. Do I want to make it from wool? I guess the issue with making it from wool is that I will have to put Omni boosts on it, because otherwise it won't be meeting the clock cycle. And it's probably going to take a lot of boosts, so if I do it with cotton, what am I looking at? Cloth, cotton, 11.5. And I need 2, takes 4 cotton. Where is it? Cotton, not cooked fish. It's 4. So I can get away with 1 cotton farm. And I guess I can do a side-by-side comparison with wool. I know wool will take 2, so I actually have to put that in, but... So yeah, it's gonna take 1.04 what is it? 1.04 pastures. So at what Omni boost level do we hit 1? So it only takes 2. Okay. That being said, that we have to look at the other aspects, because I need 4 animal feed and I need water. I could probably borrow water from the animal or from the food system, so that shouldn't be an issue. Where is it? What am I looking? Oh, animal feed. I'm looking at literally the bottom when I need to be at literally the top. So 4 animal feed. It's only going to take 1 grain mill. How many farms is it going to take? 8 grain. Only going to take 1 farm. I might as well use 2 because I could use Omniboost to get that to that point, but they'll need to be watering as well, so honestly, I can build that right here. How much space do I have here? 4, 8. Okay, so it's not a lot of space, but it should be fine. Question is, do I care about going under this? Probably not. It's only gonna make life more difficult if I do. I could go partly, no. I'll just go next. Oh, I will build my stuff under it. Clear out some of the conveyors so they can reach all the way. Gotta do it carefully or else I'll cut through my wall. I'll shatter the veil of my sandwich wall. Okay. So in this case I can do... Ooh, I almost created a large puddle. That goes there. And I can put down both of my farms. These will share some space with the farms across the way, which will mean that they can water, but it could, like this section is, I guess it's not as bad. It's only like hitting, these 2 are shared by all of these, I guess these 3. So this should be okay. So apply water, collect grain. Okay, so now let's actually place the farm tiles for them to work with. There's enough space here to actually reach. We won't end up wasting. It goes right next to the metal, which is what I'm trying to get at. Okay, with this much space, we shouldn't have to worry about running into too many problems, although they will. We shouldn't run into problems with the land running fallow. That's the word I'm thinking of. Barren? I don't know. It's a better word, I just don't know if it's the one I meant. Farming. Plant grain. Bam. 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 Beautiful. Okay, so that'll start collecting grain once it is grown. I need to get it up to the next level, and I'll honestly probably want to build that on the back. And there we go, it's all growing in real fast. Build all the output. I guess I don't really need these here. I was thinking I could like decorate them, but I'm not going to. It's interesting to see the sandwich line is actually having to break into 2 at some points. Still running into issues with the milk. And it all just comes down to how much grain the system can push through it. So I'm like slightly worried about this, but I guess this is allowed to be on a lot slower cycle. So that's part of it. Okay, so next level is the grain mill. Buildings, grain mill. Set to be animal feed. And connect up all of the silos so that can get going. If I can double check, I only need 1 building. Yes. Yes, I only need 1. Perfect. Okay. So next level will be the pasture. I think I do want to do this from the side. And I have animal feed in here, water in from the back, and then the wool will actually go out. And I guess it'll go up again. Because it has to go to a workshop, but that's beside the point. It will still get the job done, and that's the important part. Okay, so animal feed. Now, last but not least, the beautiful pasture. Like I didn't build that high enough, but I did, so no, I guess it's fine. Set it to be full. And I guess I can upgrade it. I didn't mean to upgrade with Omni Stones. Upgrade with just the upgrade feature. Okay, so water. Are we on the level with the water? We are. That is nice. Okay, so wait for the carts to pass. Alright, carts have passed. So what's the line? This is the line. So that way in. Do a little drive-by, hit silo. Clear out these and replace them with turns. Hopefully this doesn't end up slowing down the system so much that I have to add more carts to it, but it's not the end of the world if I have to. I almost jammed up the whole thing by not putting, changing the scaffold type. That would have been hilarious. I mean, not hilarious, but I probably would have taken too long to notice and be like, why are my sandwiches not working? I don't understand. And then we'd have a nice hearty chuckle. Okay, I just need a rail stop and we should be in business. I guess if I'm really concerned about it though, I could preemptively throw down a couple of minecarts. I'm going to select all of them, rotate them to get them started, except two of them face the wrong direction. Okay. So this should get water in it. Yes, not a lot, but it's getting some. There we go, this system, this will fill it up. We will want to monitor it because we need to make sure that it's constantly running or else bad things happen. The animals go thirsty. We can't have thirsty animals. Like, for instance, this. What's the deal? Where's all the fertilizer? There used to be a ton of fertilizer here. Did I break other parts of the system? Or does it just have to do with the shortage of animal feed for the milk? I mean, the whole system's running, I guess. The other lines haven't collapsed, but I'm scared that they will because they don't have fuel. I guess it's still running on the bottom. It's just not exceeding demand. And honestly, what I could do is build the top line. I could change the priority. Which seems like a good idea to me. So this... part of it might be fuel usage on this end. Because if it's pulling out of this barn, then, you know... I wonder if there's the way that I can do this so that it will only pull from this barn if the other barns are empty. Because if it's like... if there's an imbalance... Oh, I guess... No, whatever. It should be fine now. Just hope that... Okay, now, so what? This is about to start running out of fuel, too. This should back up now, though. Which it is. This is still getting fuel. Okay. It's a finicky balance, but it's there. Okay, now this is... Yeah, it's just because there's not enough cheese being produced. But I go down to here. All of these have upgrades on them already. We need to go faster! Am I being bottlenecked anywhere else? No, it doesn't look like it. Oh gosh, the game is not pleased with me just swinging my camera around. It says, why do you do this to me? Okay. Okay, so now there'll be a slight improvement on the production rate of animal feed, which will hopefully balance out the fertilizer a bit. Okay, so this system is backed up now. Honestly, I should reverse this line. And instead of feeding it into the this, have it so that it's going in the opposite direction. And that way, both things that need fuel should always have it. Shouldn't be a problem. In that case, I don't need these pushers anymore either. I guess, yeah, if I do have, well, whatever. Should be fine. We'll see. I don't foresee it being an issue because this line is pretty backed up most of the time. Like, it won't be for a little while now, but we should be okay. Because, what, there's 2,000 crates of manure, so what, 16,000 manure? Fertilizer in the system, yeah. Immediately the line is backed up now that I have reversed the direction of the barn. So I'm gonna go ahead and say that we're okay. I want to like give priority to this line. I'm trying to think how I could do that. I guess, so if I move the pushers up to here, change the line direction, and then in reality these pushers are a little redundant, but whoops. Now the line will only pass items when it can. Or no, did I do this backwards and now this line is literally the, okay. I did it backwards. Okay, I guess I can put these pushers back here then. Okay, so now the other line is priority. It just seems to do whatever it wants. Fine, game, fine. Be that way. I guess as long as it doesn't break, it doesn't matter, right? And does everything have water? Water's not a problem on any of the animal farms. It's got water. This has water. Yes. Okay. Good, I guess. So now, next level, go back to this line. Goes up to the workshop and finally gets turned into cloth. Honestly, this might be like way higher in the air than it needs to be. By virtue, I guess to be fair, there's leather. So, this is going to be a similar situation. Literally just over here. It'll be the same height, so it won't, I guess it's not an issue on that front. Could even try to get the rest of the line here, but it's probably not worth it. Okay, anyway, next level. Shit, I forgot to put filters on these. At least it filled all these with wool before it filled them with manure. I do have to remember that there is fertilizer here that can be used. Just have to wait until I have a spot where I can use it, which I don't currently. So where's wool? There's wool. Alright, everything's set to wool. Now go to the next level and build a workshop. Now the animals will be safe from rain because they have a building over their head. Not a roof, an entire building. Alright, make cloth. So that's gonna go up pretty fast, yep. I didn't calculate for the leather yet, have I? No. Okay, so 2 leather. It's gonna take 2 pastures. What if I upgrade them? Still gonna take 2. What if I give them an Omni Boost level of like 4? Still gonna take 2. Okay. So 2 farms. They need 8 animal feed. Which will take 16 grain. I guess I've basically just scaled it up. So I could go ahead and... Hold on, I need to... Why didn't I just calculate that in as well? Alright. I guess it works out, because I didn't actually Omni Boost it to the point I needed to. Might as well do it now retroactively. Okay, so I need a 4 farm setup. I think we still have space. We will run into this a little bit. Let me see. I'm at 1 little square. Okay, so one of the farms on the corner might have some issues, but otherwise it should be good. Should be able to fit 4 farms here. Hopefully we don't run into issues with replenishment. This could be the first time that happens because a chunk has been taken out of the maximum potential farming plot. Okay. Tools, terrain block down. Oh no, I have my tool built really high. Okay. Now, if I'm very careful, I should be fine. What's going on right there? I guess there was something going on right there, but I fixed it. Okay. 4 farms. This is like really excessive? It might be. But I'd rather it be really excessive than not working, which is seems to be a lot of what happens. Oh wait, this needs to also be watering, not just gathering wheat. On the plus side, I shouldn't need to Omni Boost it because it's in excess. In fact, I really only need 3, don't I? It might be better to not go this ridiculously overboard. Yeah. Fine, fine game, you win. I'll just build 3 in a line. And I guess I can restructure this. I didn't need to delete that, now that I think about it. Okay. Tools. Actually, I need to move all of these guys. Drain block up. There you go. Drain block down. Here, here. And there you go. I'll need to actually fill this in myself. And place another farm. Apply water, get grain. So these are all correctly calibrated. Yes. No. Here we go. The instant I place this, a farm is already watered. So that's pretty good. Oh, if I place it really fast, then I can outpace it that way. So, farming, mining, plant grain, press the size up tool a bunch, and plant the grain. Okay, so once that grows, that'll be fine. Realize it's not actually in line with the rest of it, which is a little annoying. How much do I care about fixing that? I guess what I can do is I can just have the output travel a few more blocks. I'm trying to think, I can't really get around it any other way. But I suppose I will do it, otherwise it will make me upset if it is not in the correct location. Alright, so all this stuff out. Next level, we need 2 grain metals, correct? Animal feed, yes. 1.39 buildings to meet cycle. I'm actually gonna scoot it over by 2 blocks. And sure, I'll use some stone. Because why not? Alright, grain mills, 2 of them. Making animal feed. So just throw a bunch of lines across and then we get to have one that splits. Beautiful. Okay, I guess I'll throw the splitter down first. And now all of the grabbers. And then we go up to the next level. And now we'll need more water from here, again. And I will probably want to add more carts as well, because I do think we're going to get pretty close to what the system can handle. Need to reduce my desire for excessive scaffolding. And honestly, I should be building with bricks instead of with wood, because I think it probably has a lower GPU impact, but whatever. Oh no, I must do it. Alright. Okay. So, output from here into these. See the wonderful snake of grain moving around, and next level not cotton, pastures. Okay. Alright, bye Marmee, have a good time. So since these are pastures, they definitely need stone, because the animals need a place to put their feet. You know what, I'm gonna put some decor down. I'm gonna put down 2 flower planters and a wooden bench. Bye! There we go, that's facing the right way. So then they can just sit underneath the cows, because that's a great idea. Alright, pasture. Assigned to leather. So now I have a chance to hook up my water, so I should probably do that right now. While the carts are away. If I do it like this, then I don't actually need a don't have to modify this scaffolding above it, which is nice. Beautiful. Turns. Okay, so now I need more silos. Put some rail stops into them. And then water into the farms. We're getting close to the point where we should start seeing some of the older lines back up if they're built correctly. I know the food line is capable of backing up, but I don't know if it'll do it at 1300 or 1400 or if it'll need to be going a little bit faster before it backs up. Let me place down carts before they fill up the line and then it's pointless. Put like unnecessary gaps between them, but whatever. Those ones go that way. These two go that way. These two go this way. Okay. So it'll take a sec before it fills up. I should check these barns. How are they doing? Oh man. So we might be getting close to a point where we are exceeding demand of water. What I can do, I do have space. I can throw down 6 more wells, which will hopefully be enough. But I do need to keep an eye on this, because if we run out of water, I mean, it's not a difficult fix. I'll just have to expand the setup, but it is going to be a problem if it happens. Obviously don't want to run out of water. And how are these doing? Are these... Okay, so it is dropping them off fast enough. I guess that's a concern. The system is not amazing, but that's because it wasn't designed to be amazing. It was a solution, but not necessarily the best solution. Okay, so there's water in the system, it's running. How about this? That's running, that's running. I guess to be fair, nothing is moving through it right now. So it's hard to tell if we're truly meeting demand until the whole thing gets going. So now how do I want to go about doing this? I guess I will pull from the sides, and then this last side can be for fertilizer when the time comes. So pull from the backs of both. Man, the frame rate really improves when the game isn't running. I should take that into consideration, that if I want to build, I might need to pause the game. Such is the nature of a town close to the end, though. It just happens. There's a lot of stuff going on. Okay, now I need to remember to filter these to only get leather and not to get fertilizer. Because they do not need fertilizer to make hoods. Alright. So that's all good. Go up to the next level, and then in the middle I will have the workshop for... Ooh, actually no, this is, how do I want to do this? Because I've realized, yeah, it won't be a problem, whatever. In the middle, that's where it'll go. So I was thinking like, oh man, I gotta get the cloth there, but that won't be hard, I just will make it go up. Okay, set to B, where is it? Cloak. How are we doing on the whole gold coin front? Are we still, we're going down, but I did just place a bunch of conveyors. I guess I need to consider that part of things. This barn isn't even upgraded. What am I doing? Okay, so now we're gonna really lose coins for a little while. Until this system is running, or is fully filled. I'm not gonna upgrade these barns. I don't need that much in reserve. Yeah, so what's the deal? What's happening? Why aren't they outputting? Okay, now the system is full. And now I've just artificially created a use for yellow coins. I really hope it's the Omni reactor that's causing me to lose so much money. Because to be fair, the higher our happiness goes, the faster the mana reactor is able to produce Omni stones. But it's costing me a lot. So I guess I'll shut it down for now. Trying to think, is there anything else that I need to modify? Obviously, like, I've unnecessarily done this, so that's... I guess I'll just keep an eye on it. It's gonna take all my coins for a while, but should be okay. The barn is full. These two barns, alright, so they're doing fine. Get the leather out of there. And next, we need to get the cloth out of the other workshop. Just do it like this, and it will be a non-issue. That might be an issue. If you place the scaffold in the correct place. Okay, so this will produce some cloaks, and then I need to enchant them. What do I need to do to enchant them? Magic cloak requires more wool. Probably should have thought about that. Or did I think about that? I did think about that. Because even if this is running at full speed, I should be producing enough wool. Just have to not direct all of it to this workshop. So what I'm actually going to do is delete this and replace it with a barn, so I have more ports to work with. And that shouldn't cut off the line. No, I think we're good. Yeah, we're fine. Okay, upgrade the barn, so it's gonna fill with wool in due time, but we need an enchanter. Do we need an enchanter? No, we don't. Do we? Did I forget to include mana in this recipe? I did. It requires 4 mana power. Okay, where is Magic Cloak? Magic Cloak. 4 mana power. Amazing. Okay. So it does need an enchanter, and by it does need an enchanter, I mean we'll probably need 2 enchanters. So, how do I want to build this? So I could probably just build it in line here. It might not be the worst, but it might not be the best. So I do need to consider that there's a mana line running here. So it does kind of impact where I can build if I do it that way. I guess I could build it further over here, and then I have more space for the mana infrastructure. And then I can just build it on level with the barn, probably? Or no. Can the barn get over? I don't think the barn can get over, so I need to build it on level with the workshops that currently exist. Okay, so I want 2 of them. So one here. One here. Wow, just looks astonishing. So throw down the enchanters, set them both to make magic cloaks, and hook them up. So I need some grabbers and a splitter, and I probably don't need 2 levels. See if I can get away with just 1 level for now. And don't need a grabber there either. Okay, so these will fill up with that resource. Then we need to pull the wool from the barn. Do I care about pulling from the barn, or could I, honestly, if I... This is what I need to do. Even though I don't want to do this, I need to move the barn under the one conveyor. And it's like, I should have thought about this before, but if I do it like this, then life will be a lot easier. I'll need to rotate that, otherwise it will block the input. So I need to build grabbers and filter them before I place the barn, because otherwise I will have a hard time reaching them. So the fact that I needed to go over actually worked out here, because it gives me space to put this barn down. Okay. Put the barn down. Delete this. And I deleted some of the sandwich line by mistake. Whoops. Okay, so now we have an accessible barn. We just need to move items from. They're gonna have to go up after they get moved out. I guess only one of them has to. The other line can just go straight into the enchanter. So one line here, it goes like that. Get a grabber out. And the other line will go up once it needs to. And now I really hope that the one-line system works, because I have now blocked off the opportunity to expand that. But since this is the slowest line in the system, I don't foresee it being a problem. Okay, so now they should have wool and cloaks, which they do. Now they just need mana power. So if I look at this mana structure, my little small guy right here is fine. It's that they can't utilize all of their power. So I can just build it like that. Where do I want to build it? Because I've got plenty of space to just build crap. Might as well just build it above this. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Perfect, it's an odd number, which means I can center it. And it's 5 long, so I just do it here. I guess I will have it up a little bit higher because I don't have to use as much scaffold. So, transmitter. Yes. I think this one can actually fit the full system. No, because I have to have 2 blocks between my enchanters to do the full setup, so no, they won't be able to. I believe that these are wildly overboosted on the other setup, so I'm only going to upgrade them twice here. Alright, so now grab the receiver. Build the receiver line. Throw down some splitters. And hook it all up. There's a line going directly through it, but thankfully it is not a permanent line. So, whoops. Need the 2 splitters set up again. First splitter there. this way, one line will go that way. Honestly, I think I can fit 6. It's just not going to be pretty. But that's okay, question mark. Yeah, I mean, it's probably better to have more hookup points. It's not going to have a drastic impact on throughput. Oh, those are literally next to each other, that's why they couldn't fit. There is some shared space which could prove to be problematic later down the line, but hopefully it won't be. Okay, there's all that. Now I need to actually move mana crystals into the system. So where is the source of mana crystals? I know I had a source over here by the... Yes, okay. The water crystal farm has space for them. And yeah, sure, we'll just do it like that. It's not a official hookup, I guess, but it'll work. It'll get the job done. So one splitter and more splitters there. Okay. So why aren't they coming? They are coming. Just they're further away than I thought they were. So this system, it doesn't produce them as quickly as I would like, but it'll get the job done. And hopefully by the time I have actually hooked these lines up, it'll be a bit fuller. So got space to move it, but I do have to get it down. Which I might just have to use silos to do, but we'll see. I guess first things first, let's actually start building the line. Figure out how to transport it vertically from there. Because it's a lot higher than it needs to be. I guess I would like to have it similar in level to this for most of its travels. Let me think. So now, the lowest it could be would be there. It'll let me actually place the scaffold that I am trying to place. So I could do it there. That could be one, but this one would have to be flat. Okay. That's our goal right there. And then it's on level. And just go up. Because building up is a lot easier than building down. Okay. Beautiful. And we should start seeing, yep, magical cloaks come flying out. Alright, so let's have a look at the mana network and see how it's doing. I think this system might have the potential to overproduce because it takes less time to produce the items than it needs for any of it, I think. Let me see. I mean, yeah, mana power is going to be an issue, but we don't need to produce as quickly as we are. What's right on the cusp? Well, wool is right on the cusp, so if anything's going to break, it'll be, or I guess limit the maximum potential of the system, it'll be wool. It's just that there's a lot of wool in the system currently, so. Interesting, this barn is empty, this barn is... Oh gosh, let me guess. This entire line is offline now because there's no bread, because there's no fuel. I modified my line and now it's broken. Neat. Okay. So wait, now that still goes that way. But the pushers push it the other way. Okay. Then is fuel even coming out on this barn? I feel like... Ooh, the pasture is actually kind of backing up a little bit. I feel like one pasture should be able to produce enough fertilizer to produce freaking stew. So I'm gonna go ahead and say that this doesn't need to be the way that it is. And I'll modify it later if it proves to be an incorrect assessment. And there's just this floating conveyor belt. Okay, so this is still backed up. I guess I'm just scared about running out. So what I probably didn't need to delete that. What I need to do is be smarter about how it worked its way into the system. So that is what I will do. Okay, so it's fully upgraded. Got output. So what this does, what I need to do now, instead of, and I think I had this set up this way at one point, instead of feeding past and inputting that way, I need it to enter this highly congested intersection. But that way it will be able to receive all of the logistical analysis that is required. However, that needs to not be a pusher, and instead just needs to be a solid conveyor, or else it's going to go in circles forever. Which is less than desirable. Okay, so now that works. This is draining. But like, it shouldn't be. Is it doing everything it needs to do, I guess, whatever. I think it will sort its life out eventually. I'll only put one input here just to reduce the maximum throughput to this barn. The off chance it's necessary. I don't foresee it being an issue. Okay, so I did that. How is this line doing? It's running out of mana power, but that's fine. Purple coins should be going up. People should be increasing in happiness, which they are. Are any lines getting close to backing up? How's this one doing? Nope. Gary's like right on the edge as well. Just, it seems crazy that it was like... Everything else is pretty close. This house literally doesn't have enough cheese. There's not enough dairy for this house. It's just eating whatever's available, which isn't the items it needs, apparently. Come on. I want to have to keep upgrading these. But I feel like I should. Because I need that cheese. Because the one should be, the one pasture should be enough. It is just like chewing through resources as quickly as possible. It might literally be just that breaking point of the cusp is literally, I mean, what the system is designed around 1600%. I should design it around 1700, shouldn't I? I guess I've done this in a way now that I have confused myself. because I had it so you would enter in the number of houses, and then I changed it, but now it recalculates. Based on the minimum number of houses you would have to be fully satisfying to meet demand. But I don't think that's what I want. So, unfortunately it's designed around interpreting this number, so I guess I will just, wow, it's not a formula anymore. Okay. Did that have any impact? I don't think it did. But I know that it actually, like, uses this number. No, it doesn't. It just, okay. So I have to go here. Neat. Okay. How do I care to change this? Probably. So if I insert a cell, does it break everything? No, it seemed to be okay. Okay. Perfect. I need my ribbon. If I forget how to bring the ribbon down. Oh, that's how. Okay. Format. Boom. Okay. Houses. Number of houses. Oh, is it gonna fit with that capital H? Perfect. Okay, 100. Neat. Okay. So now instead of dividing this, I mean, I guess I can still divide it, I don't care. No, actually doesn't need to do that. No more math. If that value equals 0, then make it 1. Otherwise, it's B6. Okay, so now we have an accurate measure. To what extent does this break everything now? Why does increasing my clock cycle do this? Oh, that's because I'm actually increasing the number of... So yeah, basically now if we look at this, I'm not producing crowns fast enough. I guess it's because everything is literally typed in at a slower rate. We're like really cutting it close on some of these though, with putting it at 11. So I don't know about that. Wool is still fast enough. I need to put a boost on the animal feed. How many? Oh, not for this one, for the leather. Oh no, that was for the farm, but I already scaled up that system, so that's fine. I've lost happiness while I was looking away. Okay, do I need to scale up any parts of my crowns? Still have... Ooh, I don't have enough mines now. I need more gold mines. Let's see, need more gold mines. I need more iron. No, just gold, okay. So I guess I'm going to cut into this grain a little bit. delete these depleted oh! That was more than I wanted to delete. Damn it. Okay, so first things first, let's replant all of the grain. And by scaling up the tool, which created the problem in the first place. Is that good? Yes. Down there too. Page down, so I'm back down to regular size and place gold. Okay. Oh man, there's space for one more. Can I get there? Yes. I'll place the other farm plot there. It's already tiled, or it's already got water on it, even though I deleted it. Weird. Though, here we go. Here's an issue. I guess I'll have to pull from the other side. Can I do that? I can. Why didn't I do that with the other mines? It would have looked a lot nicer. I guess I just got too distracted by having them all on the same side. I tend to get very tunnel visioned in those regards. Okay, so I actually only need... don't need these two in the middle. Okay, so move. Well, I guess I should probably build all the rest of the platform first, and then I can move it. Alright. Now I can modify this and honestly make it look a little nicer. Now I've got space to get to where I need to be. Alright, down. Wow, look, it almost looks intentional now. I hear a car just blaring their horn outside. Still going. Okay. I don't really know what to say about that. Okay, so I need to copy this system, or this design over here. Start with the, I'm doing it backwards. And I'd probably have a hard time if I did that. Okay, so I can fit that there. Fit this here. Put the ramp down, build the other ramps over here, and we're all good. There we go. Okay, now same thing over here, but with a wider base. Oh yeah, it's not gonna let me actually place the one scaffold there until I have something on top. Okay. Throw down all of the ramp pieces. Throw down the conveyor. And now we should be meeting demand on that front. If I unpause the game. This is set to the wrong name now. Is it? Well, helps if I look in G's. There we go. Gold ingot. Okay, so everything else, every other aspect of this is still fine. So now that we're producing more gold, we're not going to be limited by that front, and we should be in the clear as far as producing enough items, and we should be overproducing cloaked hoods. That's fine as well, although we have just caught up to the backlog on the wool. Okay, seems fine. It's like moderately disjointed because of the way that the relationship between the cloth and the chanter works, but it's fine. Okay, I think at this point I'll probably call it good here. We're getting close. We should. Here we go. Does this break everything? Nope, I think we're all good. I think my Excel sheet still works now. If we're able to get away with using magic conveyor belts, we won't run into as many issues with the whole timing front. But for now, I will probably see you guys later. It's getting a little late. Hope to stream again tomorrow, where we can hopefully tackle the amazing line that is building a berry cake, and then just hooking in my magical conveyors and hope that it's good enough. Are we okay? So this is backed up now. We are going up in coins, which is good. Okay, but we're still going down in red coins. Hopefully we can figure it out. But until then, I will see you guys later. Bye.